Today, Thursday, the 20th of March 2025, we have some hand-picked match prediction to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick event, especially the upcoming games for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we reach out and as well as having access to our top-notch bet match tutorial classes to take your winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. So without wasting time, I will begin with the event of today. But before we proceed, we want to say congratulations based on the event we shared on Sunday. For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we do not have events to share with you, for they were not very safety events. So today, Thursday, we are going to be sharing the games we have for you. And before we proceed, let's look at the result we had on Sunday, which was amazing. We had a total of about 8 games we share with you on Sunday. We all registered wins. Congratulations. And we have 7 games as correct. Let me share the result before proceeding to what we have to share with you today. So let's proceed. Looking at the first pick we had on Sunday, we had a match between Lyon against Le Havre in the France League 1. We state that Lyon is going to win as well as 1.5 or 2 goals over. It was successful. It ended up at 4-2, making it successful. Congratulations. In the next event, we looked at still in the France League 1, PSG against Marseille, and we said that PSG will lead. We also looked at least 1.5 or 2 goals over. It ended 3-1, making a total of 4 goals, and the home leading successful. It was good. So congratulations. In the next, we looked at Italy in the Serie A, where we looked at Roma against Cagliari, looking at Roma as our favorite to lead in full time. It ended as 1-0, making it successful. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Serbia in the Super League, where we looked at Crvena Zvezda against SP Subotica, and we said that Crvena will lead, and we also said that there will be at least 1.5 and 2.5 goals. All cases were true, successful. In the next, we looked at Australia and the A-League, Auckland against Central Coast Mariners, and here we looked at 1.5 and 2.5 goals. It ended as 2-2, a total of 4 goals were scored, successful, and congratulations. In the next, we looked at Japan in the WE Women League, where we looked at Belize against the home team Sendai Women, and we said Belize will win and as well as at least 1.5 goal. All cases were true. It was successful, and congratulations. In the next, we looked at Australia in the Victoria Premier League, Melbourne City against Eastern Lions. We looked at 1.5 and 2.5 goals as well as Melbourne as a favorite. It ended as 3-1, making it successful. All cases were true. Congratulations, it was successful. And now let's proceed with the event we have with you today. But before we proceed, we have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel, you are going to notice that we provide match prediction to members only. We have members only match prediction to picks which we have shared to members only, especially towards the weekend like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where we predict games on goals probability, as well as corner kick events and other big league events like Champions League, Premier League, Bundesliga, and so on. For you to have access to members only match prediction picks, then you want to make sure to subscribe to either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan to have access to our hand-pick event to take your winning to the next height. Also, if you become a member, if you are, for example, member of the level 2 pro plan, you also have access to the level 2 pro classes. This will give you access to the live match corner kick strategy we have reviewed to members only. A simple trick to make consistent win, of course, with our members, which we have shared. And of course, we have also shared another here, which you can see, winning strategy you have never seen before. This reveals some of the strategy you have never seen. The straight win and comeback strategy that will amaze you. The tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy, which we have revealed to members only. And finally, a 99% win rate strategy for members only. Once you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you're going to have access to all of these tutorial classes in one place to take your win to the next level. But if you're a member of the Level 3 Master, you're going to have access to the Level 3 Master classes. This will give you access to top-notch tutorials like the excellent corner kick strategy we have reviewed. Also, you have access to the top secret AI tool we use for goals, match predictions, as well as straight win event. You also have access to the game changer corner kick strategy being explained step by step that reveal the top secret site we use to find corner kick events. 6 amazing AI tools that you can use. Home and away win match prediction strategy step by step. and 2.5 goal strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. So once you're a member of either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan, you have access to these tutorial classes in one place to start to take your winning to the next height. So that being said, let's now proceed to the first event we have to share with you on our today's list. Looking here at the first event, we are looking at India in the IWL women. We are looking at Hoops women against Kogalam Kerala women. In this event, the performance of the home Hoops have proved to be very weak in defensive line. They concede too much. You can see 1-2-2 in each event. The defensive line is very weak in terms of recent event they've had, with a high conceding rate. Its opponent, on the other hand, proved to be very offensive, scoring 3, 2, and 4 goals in each event. This will give advantage of the away team with a high offensive strength to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to either lead in full time or give it goals probability. And looking at the stands comparison to confirm this, the recent performance in terms of the form of the away have proved that in terms of the stand, they lead this table, sitting on the first place. They've had 5 event game played, 4 wins, scoring 15 and conceding 4. That's a great offense as well as a good defense. But that of its opponent in terms of the home power by the offense and defense, the home have proved to be very weak in terms of the defensive lineup, conceding 6 goals in just 4 games played, scoring none. This shows that the away is very strong, and we looked at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, everything being put in place as we have explained, we are looking at the way to be the favorite to lead in full time as one of the major pick, as well as at least 1.5 goals in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look here in the England Professional Developmental League, Queen Park's U21 against Watford. The recent performance of Queen Parks have proved that they concede too much and they try to score at least between 1 to 2 goals in each event. You can see conceded 4, scoring 2, conceding 3, and scoring 1. And you can see scoring 7, they are good, and they also concede. Watford, on the other hand, is the same, scoring and conceding as well too much, scoring 2, conceding 2, conceding 2, scoring 1, conceding 4, scoring 2. You can see scoring 3, scoring 4, and conceding 2. Both of the two sides are good at offense and defense as well. They do concede as much. As a result, we looked at more probability of shoot on and off target to be better, and looking at the form comparison by the home have proved that they sit here. Queen's Park, you can see the 10th place. For 5 event played, they have scored 9. That's good offense, but the defense is very weak. Therefore, more shoot on and off target, and they also concede due to the weak defense. Its opponent, on the other hand, Watford, proved to be the same here. You can see where Watford sit on the 5th place, scoring 11 and conceding 9. So both of the two sides are good at offense and weak in defense. As a result, both of the sides will cause more shoot on and off target, resulting to goals probability. So look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we'll look at 2 major picks being explained, everything we have explained. We'll look at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. This is our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Asia in the championship qualification. Japan against Bahrain. In this event, of course, Japan, the recent event they've had, proved that they are offensive, scoring 5, 7, and 1. Recently, the offensive strength is really good. Bahrain, on the other hand, also proved that in recent event they have had, they are not as tough as that of Japan. And of course, looking at everything in terms of the comparison by the stand performance, the home Japan, by the recent event they have had, by the performances in recent game played they have had, recently they sit here on the first place. They have just had 2 events at home, and you can see the performance, scoring 8 and conceding 1. That's a great offense with a very tight defense. But the opponent, on the other hand, in terms of just recent games they have played, Bahrain, you can see they have just scored just 1, and they have not conceded in 2 games played, to tell us that Japan have more upper hand with the high striking power comparing to Bahrain. And as a result, we look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, everything being explained, Japan have more offense. So we are looking at it to either lead in full time as one of the major picks or just 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we looked still in the Asia World Championship qualification, but this time South Korea against Oman. For this event, the South Korea, in terms of recent event they have had, have proved that they are good in recent event they have played. Oman, on the other hand, is the one that proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And based on the recent event they have had by the stand comparison performance in terms of the form recent game played, of course, you're going to see that South Korea, which is the home, you can see 2 games played recently, scoring 3, conceding 2, average. Its opponent, Oman, on the other hand, you can see here, the defensive line is just very weak. They have not had any goals scored, but conceded 5. So look at South Korea being better in terms of the offense both at home and away. At away, they score 9. At home, they try to score at least, as you can see, 3. But the away team, Oman, at away is not a good scoring team. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at everything in place, we are looking at the home as the favorite to either lead or to give it a double chance. This is our major pick for this particular event because it have more probability to have a lead here, or at least giving it a double chance. In the next, we'll look still the Asia World Championship qualification, but this time Iran against United Arab Emirates. The recent game performance of the home have proved a good 4-1, and that of the opponent, on the other hand, have proved that they are also scoring in terms of recent event they've had. But now the stand performance by the recent gameplay they have just had for this gameplay, of course, the home, as you can see, Iran sit in the 3rd place. They have had 2 gameplays, scoring 5 and conceding 1. That's good in offense, and the defense is also good. That of its opponent, United Arab Emirates, in the way have also proved to score 3 goals in 2 gameplay, conceding 2. So the defensive line of both sides are not that very tight, even though Iran proved to concede just 1 at home, but the offense is strengthened of both sides, and both of the 2 sides will cause more shots on and off target, resulting to at least the possibility of goals. So I want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we are looking at either the home to have a double chance, or we are just looking at the possibility of 1.5 goal in this event in full time. In the next, we'll look still the Asia Championship qualification, World Championship qualification. This time, Uzbekistan against Kyrgyzstan. The home Uzbekistan have proved that they are tight in defense. They don't concede that much. Kyrgyzstan, on the other hand, proved that the defensive line is just very weak and that they cannot stand the stamina of conceding. The performance in recent events they have had have proved that in terms of the home game played, Uzbekistan, that is Uzbekistan, proved to be better, and its opponent, based on the way game played, have proved that the defensive line is just very weak, just as you have seen. And looking at every comparison here, we look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the home stand a better chance to be the leading team, or a double chance for the home in full time is our major pick, or the home to score at least over 1 goal in full time. In the next, we looked here in the Africa Championship qualification, World Championship qualification. We are looking at Gabon against Seychelles. We are looking here, Gabon, the home, being in terms of recent event they have played, conceding much, and its opponent as well try to concede very much. The defensive line of both sides are not that very tight, and of course, as a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, since the defense of both sides are not very tight, we want to look at least 1.5 goals in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpicked events, which we share to members only, as well as our upcoming event for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and top-notch match prediction tutorials to take your winning to the next height, then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.